Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial by Shayna's Home DIY and Crafts. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I replaced my parents' front step. We took a trip down to the Home Depot. We pick up the wood that we need, or what they call that, liner or layer. I don't know what they call that part of the step. It's pre-made. We got those and we have them cut our wood down for us because I already have the measurement. So I have them cut it down, okay? So here we go. We're going into the screw aisle. We're going to get some exterior deck screws. And once we do so, I'm back at my parents' house. I'm going to start by using my pickaxe, my sledgehammer, and a hammer to do the demo. Now here we go. We use a sledgehammer. Guys, you want to make sure, if you're going to do so, you want to make sure you have proper shoes on. Don't look at my feet with them shoes. I'm from the island. We run around without shoes, so we know how to protect our feet, without shoes by the book. You're going to do it, put some good boots on, and make sure you have some eye protective wear and some gloves. I mean, don't do what I do, okay? So here we go. We're using the sledgehammer, and I'm trying to break this concrete apart. Now, the concrete on top is a little hollow. See, I'm having my mom coming in and she's showing you guys right there. It's a little hollow. So you see how I break up the hollow part of the concrete? Underneath there, that part right there, it's kind of solid. So here we go. I'm using the hammer and I'm showing you guys the solid part that's in there. So all right, we're gonna go off camera. We're gonna come back and then we are going to break this up. Now, what I wish I had done when I was doing this prior to, I wish I'd take the rail off. If you're gonna do something like this, guys, make sure you take the rail off first before you start, getting demo crazy, hitting the concrete. It's just easier. So I'm there. I figure out that I need to take the rail off. So I'm there, sledgehammer and do all the stuff. And then, I'm just gonna use my drill and take that off. If it's your first time here, welcome aboard. I hope you consider joining my YouTube family if you like what you see here. If it's not your first time here, welcome back. And thank you guys so much for your continuous love and support. I do appreciate you guys. So here we go. We went off camera, guys, and this is what it looks like when I was done knocking everything down. We took the rail off and we knocked everything down. So that's the drill bit that I'm using to think. My mom, I don't know what my mom was doing. Boy, she has the camera upside down, backwards, over. I don't know what she's doing, but you guys see. So some part of the concrete was really hollow and some part wasn't. So you see right underneath there that she's trying to show you, when we knock that step down, we come across a whole bunch of rotten wood. Look at that. Yeah, rotten wood. So I'm gonna take those out because I can't leave them out of there, right? We can't do that. We gotta replace them or something. We gotta do something. We can't leave them here. So that's the thing. We run into a bigger problem than we thought we had. So we went off camera. I took all of that rotten wood out and we throw them. We took all that we could take out. Those look ugly, but they're not rotten, so I leave them in. So here we go. We're trying to pack up all these debris, and some of them, guys, I'm going to put them in some garbage can. My parents has this garbage bin. We're going to put them in because she has another project she wants me to do, so we're going to save the debris for another project. But you see right there, I'm showing her, and I'm showing you guys right there that I'm trying to lift. That part of the house kind of like came down once you move the rotten wood and everything. That part came down, so I was telling her that we're gonna figure out how to brace this back up so we could push the building back up. I don't know. I'm not a contractor. I'm just trying to help my parents out. Some guy wanted $1,500 to repair this, and I could see why, because they probably thought this was some really solid concrete where they probably gonna have to come in with some drill and stuff. But I'm not a carpenter, but immediately I knew that it wasn't worth it. Because why? My mom pushed a brick in between the concrete that's broken, if you guys remember from the front. So I already knew that the concrete was hollow. So here we go. That's my mom. She's trying to help me out by taking up some of those debris, and you see we're putting them in that garbage can. And then for the most part, the part that looks like dirt, the softer part, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna clean up. You see, I push it underneath the building. We shove that underneath the building and voila, it's gone. We don't worry about it. So now I'm gonna start bracing up. Right where I took the rotten wood out, I'm gonna get some wood and I'm gonna start bracing. Now we're doing this on a budget. So I went around my parents' home, and whatever I found, the pieces of wood that I found, I make use of them. So here we go. You see I put one brace there, I put another brace right there, and I'm just gonna put like 3 braces, and we're gonna wedge it in nicely. Wedge it in so to make sure it's holding up that building, because that part of the front did drop when we moved that concrete. So here I am doing some measurement, and we're just trying to use what we have, doing it on a budget. I run into bigger problem than I thought it was, but I'm not a contractor. And hey, at the end of the day, it only costs of $124.42. Who cares? Now, guys, over on TikTok, this video went viral and people was coming for me. But people was also so nice. They're killing with love. But this video went viral. So hey, if you haven't followed me on social media, hey, go ahead and check out all my social media page. They're in the link below. They're in the description box. So check them out and follow me over there. Okay. So here we go. We cut that piece of wood down. I'm going to use my hammer and I'm going to wedge it in. we're gonna wedge it in because we want to make sure it's fit nice and tight. We don't, you know, we don't want anything loose, because that part of the structure that came down when we knocked the concrete out, we want to make sure we're replacing that. Okay, so that's what I'm wedging it in. I'm just gonna whack it with a hammer and put that in. And once I'm done doing so, after I finish wedge that in, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use some screws. You're gonna see as I go along and screw down the bottom part of the step right there. Those would look rotten, but they're doable. I'm not a contractor, who knows, they're probably gonna have to repair this in the near future, but for now it's fine. Okay, I did it and it's fine. They didn't pay to do it, so what to worry about? Even if we screwed it up, who cares? I did it. We could pay somebody else. But here we go. We're using the screws and we're just trying to replace those boards, and I'm just screwing those in. And all right, so you see that? Yeah, it's nice and tight. And I'm trying to make sure that this door open right. So that's what I'm doing here. So, you know what I'm saying? That's your girl over here. We are using. No, I know you guys are going to ask me what inch screws I use. Do I remember? No, I don't remember. I think they were 3 inches. I think they were 3 inches, but I don't remember. Again, it depends on your project. Use what your project requires. This is what my project requires, so I don't remember. I think they were really 3 inches though. But here we go. See, we screwed the first one down, so we know we're good to go. Yeah, we know we're good to go. Yeah. All right, so that's all I'm doing. Okay. If you're a continuous supporter of the Shana's Home DIY and Crafts, you guys know my Fiona. There she is. That's Fiona. If it's your first time here, meet Fiona. She is my everything and she goes everywhere I go. So here we go again, guys. If you're over here from TikTok, a lot of people was asking me, did you replace the rotten wood or you got to fix that? There we go. You see, I'm using my hammer and I'm wedging that other piece of wood in. So yes, if you're over here from TikTok, now you see, now you know I did fix that part. There's a lot more wood like way under that could repair. I mean, it's not bad, it's still holding up, but it could repair. But I'm not gonna go move that and cause problem on my parents or myself. So here we go again. We found another piece of wood in the backyard, and I'm just trying to like close up that area because we don't want any type of creatures or any type of animals to go live underneath the house. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using that piece of wood. We found that in the backyard again, and we're just gonna get some screws and we're gonna get our hammer and we're gonna drill screw that into the wall. All right, so that's all I'm. So once I was done adding the screw to that part of the wood, right where you see my finger there, I noticed there was a little hole. So I went ahead, I found another piece of wood, and as you guys can see, I'm wedging another piece of wood in between those two pieces of wood. We wedge it right in there. It's gonna fit snug, like wedging it. So once I am done wedging that in, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use another screw and we're gonna screw that up together. We're not gonna screw up the building. I mean, we're not screwing it up like screwed up, but we're screwing to hold, using the screw to hold that together. So immediately I already noticed, even you guys notice right on top of that board where the door is, look like I'm gonna need a piece of flashing or a piece of wood to help out with to cover that part. Immediately I already know that. So I'm just trying to fish around I'm gonna try and fish around in my parents' home to see what I could find to cover up that top part, because immediately right after you do that, we already know that we're gonna need to cover that part. The problem is the step that was there before was custom made for the house. This is the old house, so now I bought the risers. The 4 was too high and the 3 was too low, so that's how I ended up with that piece up top right there that you're looking at. Okay, so here we go. We're all done putting in the screws and everything. So here I am, I'm going in my car and I'm getting these wood out for the step. So now I'm here trying to brainstorm how I could do this. So the wood I'm using the 3-step riser. It's 2x12 step riser, and the other part of the wood is 2x12 by 60. Each step was 4 feet, so I have them cut that at the Home Depot. So I keep saying we. I'm gonna be using my drill, and I'm gonna make some mark here, and I'm gonna drill through some holes like pocket holes. So you could also use the pocket hole drill, whatever, but I don't have that. I brought minimal tool over to my parents, and I'm gonna use my drill to the side to get those pocket holes, so I could use that to hold onto the building. Okay. If you're a contractor watching this video, or you know more than I do, give me some suggestion on what you think. I was thinking I'm gonna put a piece of wood and just to cover up that top part of the wood. But if you have a better idea other than me pulling this whole thing back down, then go ahead and type in the comment section. I'm willing to take constructive criticism, and I'm willing to take constructive criticism that's going to make me do better. Okay, don't come over here trying to be mean and all that, because guess what, that doesn't work over here. It doesn't phase Shane the Home DIY&Crafts. Okay, so some positive comment on how I could fix that. I already have in mind how I'm going to do it, but if you have a better idea, type in the comment section. I'm willing to hear from you.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
So at this point, all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do the same thing I've done to the opposite side of the riser. I'm gonna drill pocket holes or to the side, and then I'm gonna screw that to make sure it's nice and firm. So that's all I'm doing. Okay.
And in the driveway is a nice range, 'cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can.
Once I was done doing so, I went ahead and I started putting on the steps, and there we go. I already have 2 of them on. I'm gonna go ahead and put the 3rd one on. Once I do so, I'm just gonna go ahead and we're gonna drill 3 screws on each side up. Now guys, I did not show that part on camera, but I did use a piece of straight edge to make sure all the steps lined up. You don't want to have some further over and some too far over or too little in. So I did measure that. And if you ask me my measurement of how do I know where to screw, I don't know. I just eyeball it. I eyeball where I assume that the riser will be, and I went ahead and I drilled right through. And then once I was done drilling through, I used my hammer and or driver and sorry, and put the screws in. But that's all I did. Okay, again, there you can also cover up underneath those bottom in between each step if you want to. We didn't want to do that. We're doing this on a budget, and hey, even if it doesn't look good, I mean, we did it. There's nothing more than you do something and know you did it versus somebody do it and didn't do it right. And honestly, it did came out good. I'm not trying to make myself look good, but it did turn out good. So all I'm doing is just trying to secure those steps. And we're using pressure treated wood again. So for those people, if you're from TikTok and they were asking over there, oh, you should slip this on, slip that on, and paint it or stain it. It's pressure treated wood. Those wood are heavy. It's filled with water. You have to wait a year. It's suggested to wait a year for the wood to dry out for you to paint it or stain it, whatever you're gonna do. So that's what I'm not gonna paint it or stain it. We will do so next year. Here we go. I'm about to put the railing back on. One person says the rail is on the wrong side. I told them maybe you should tell the inspector and the state of New York for the appraiser, because I'm putting the rail back where I got it from. What do you mean it's on the wrong side? It's where I got it from. But anyways, here we go. Put the rail back where we got it from, and we're drilling some holes so we could attach the rail. I don't know how to explain the type of screws that I use. You notice I'm changing my drill bit here. It's a different type of screws. It looks like I forgot. It came in my mouth and I forgot. But anyways, it's different from the regular screw that we use to screw up the step. I forgot what it's called, but anyways, it's a bigger screw that has to have those little like washer or something like that to hold the metal on the wood. So that's what I'm using. And of course, we're gonna paint the rail. My mom wanted to paint the rail before we put it back on, but she didn't have the paint, and it was really hot. This day was like a 90 degree. It was 90 degrees outside. I'm like, you know what? We could paint it after. Who cares? At least nobody's falling through it. So I put that on, and up top here, I'm drilling through the metal siding to attach the other part of the rail. But if you guys notice right there, it's a little lower than usual. Yes, again, remember I said earlier on, the step that was there was custom made to the house. The house is old, so now that we put 3 steps on with wood, it drops a little. Things change over here. Coding change, everything change, things change, so it drops a little. So that's why it's a little bit below. So we're gonna secure that, and right under the bottom part, you're gonna see, if you keep watching, you're gonna see I'm gonna put some little piece of trimmings or strip of wood, so we could make sure we have that, so we're not swinging on top of the step. It's like literally, and so you see those pieces of wood, like I'm screwing through them, drilling through them, but I didn't hold them, so it's like spinning around like a fan. So those are what I put 2 pieces of strip. I don't know what they call them here. We call them strips, piece of strip of wood in Jamaica. Okay, and that's what the step looked like when I was done. Again, I am going to go back to my parents' home to fix that top part of the step to the door. Okay, so don't come tell me that it needs to be fixed. I already know. The only time you should be saying something about that top part of the step if you have a better suggestion than me going back over there and putting a piece of wood to prevent water from going down there. They have this thing they call like an awning over the door, so I'm not too worried about water pitching off the roof to go down there because it's covered. They have that awning covering it. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I am going to go back. Remember, guys, I work full time and I have a lot going on, so I'll go back over there, fix that, and yes, we'll paint this step and the rail, but I'll do so next year. So with all that have been said, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell. Also, make sure you share this video with your friends and family. This way they won't miss out. Now I'm going to be having a few video pop up after this. So if you like these type of contents and the other type of contents like my t-shirt and tumbler making, then why don't you go on over and watch the next video that's going to pop up just after this video. That's say Shayna's Home DIY and Craft, or the next video that's suggested from my channel, and show this channel some love. I will be having an update. Don't ask me when. I don't know when, to show you how I complete that top step once I do so. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. Now remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Until next time, be blessed.